So Tesla just dropped their Q3 numbers, and they are huge. But it's not just about the record profits. The real story is what they're planning to do with all that cash. Today, we're going to dig into the official report from their CFO, Vaibhav Taneja, to really understand this massive shift they're making into AI and robotics.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll hit those big, flashy, record-breaking numbers. Then, we'll dig in and see where all that money actually came from. After that, and this is the interesting part, we'll look at why their costs are going up, which is all about these huge bets they're making. We'll check on their massive pile of cash, their war chest, and finally, we'll tie it all together to see what this means for their future.
All right, let's dive right in. Section 1, a record-breaking quarter. So, what were the big headline numbers that made this quarter stand out so much?
The CFO himself, Vaibhav Taneja, kicked things off by saying Q3 was a special quarter at multiple levels. He wasn't just saying it was good. He was making it clear that something different happened here, really giving credit to the whole team and the huge customer demand they saw.
And boy, did the numbers back him up. We're not talking about a small bump here. Tesla absolutely smashed company records across the board, starting with the big one, record total revenues, their highest ever.
And check this out. It wasn't just about selling a ton of cars. The success was everywhere. They set new records for deliveries, but also for their energy business profits, and, this is super important, for the amount of raw cash they generated. Just pure free cash flow.
And this growth wasn't just happening in one place. It was a global wave. If you look at the growth from the previous quarter, deliveries just shot up everywhere. China, North America, you name it. And a lot of that was driven by the insane popularity of the Model Y.
Okay, so they made a record amount of money. But where did it all come from, really? Let's get into the nitty-gritty and dissect those revenue streams.
No surprises here. The main automotive business grew right along with all those deliveries. But what's really worth noting is that the energy side of the business also hit record profits. Even the services division, which can be a mixed bag, showed some pretty serious improvement.
Now, this is pretty impressive. You'd think with all the different cost pressures out there, profitability might take a hit. But nope, their core auto business actually got more profitable. How? Well, it's a combination of cheaper materials and just the sheer efficiency you get from building cars at such a massive scale.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing. The energy business, while it did hit profit records, is facing some serious challenges. You've got tariffs on parts coming from China that are jacking up costs, and at the same time, the competition in that space is really starting to heat up.
And if you want to put a price tag on that, whoa. The CFO said straight up the tariffs cost them over $400 million, just in this one quarter. That's a huge hit, and it affects both the car and the energy side of things. Okay, let's switch gears and look at the other side of the balance sheet. Because to really understand Tesla's game plan, you have to look at where the money is going. Revenues were at a record high, sure, but so were their expenses. And this isn't just, keeping the lights on. Every extra dollar they're spending has a very specific purpose. We're talking about big costs from reorganizing their AI chip design team, some ongoing legal stuff, and here's the big one, they are pouring a ton more money into R&D to really push their AI and robotics projects forward fast. So, you see, in their eyes, these aren't just costs. They are absolutely critical investments. The CFO was really clear about this, saying that spending on their people, especially in AI, is just going to keep going up. They're building a foundation for whatever comes next.
Of course, you can't spend like that unless you're in a seriously strong financial spot. So let's talk about their cash. Let's look at that billion-dollar war chest.
And honestly, this is the number that just blew me away. $4 billion in free cash flow. That's another record, and it's just a staggering amount of cash to generate in a single quarter.
But what is free cash flow, really? Think of it like this. It's the money a company has left over after paying all the bills and reinvesting in its own growth. It's maybe the purest sign of a healthy business, and it shows they can fund their own future without borrowing a dime.
And all that cash they're generating just gets added to their already gigantic pile of money. By the end of the quarter, Tesla was sitting on over $41 billion in cash and investments. I mean, that gives them an incredible amount of freedom and firepower to do whatever they want.
All right, last part. Let's connect all the dots. How is all this financial strength, this record profit, this insane cash flow, fueling their huge ambitions for the future? Well, they're basically telling everyone to get ready because a huge spending spree is coming.
They're spending about $9 billion this year, but they're projecting a substantial increase by 2026. And they're not being shy about why. It's to fund their next big growth phase, specifically calling out their massive bets on AI and the Optimus robot.
And the CFO really wrapped it all up with this quote. He said, "We are laying down the foundation, the benefits of which will be realized over years to come." He knows that bringing real-world AI to life is incredibly difficult, but the message is clear. They are playing the long game here. Today's spending is for a payoff that's years away.
So that's what it all boils down to, right? Tesla is using its incredible financial power to make this massive, all-in bet on AI and robotics. Is this the move that secures them an era of total dominance, or is it a gamble on a scale we've never seen before? From the numbers we just went through, one thing is for sure. They are not holding back.